everyone, how's it going? Yeah, just like I predicted, uh, I'm completely back to normal because I've started my period now. Um, it was actually this week yesterday, oh no, last week yesterday, like it was last week Friday, that I started kicking off and I started getting tired of everyone's shit. Um, that was like the menstrual period where I normally go off and I start going off on people and shit. And, you know, I did predict that that would happen because I knew that there was something hormonal going on. And thank God I kind of stopped myself before I did anything too extreme. But basically, I made a huge decision about my move, threatened to kick somebody's ass 3 times, and told the police to fuck off, tried to get myself sectioned, all while under a hormonal haze that was most likely reinforced by psychotropic weapons anyway, because that's what they like to do. And then on top of that, having the electronic torture on top of that, yeah, it's weird. It's only when I start losing blood or start being anemic as fuck that I actually go back to normal. It seems like I only really have a normal mood when I'm tired or when I'm run down or when I'm losing blood like that. This seems to be the only time when I can actually get back to normal. If I don't have any of that, then I'm just a wreck. And I think part of the reason is that I repress my anger a lot anyway. I don't mean to, it's just that it's something that I've gotten used to doing. And the thing is, the more I repress my anger, the worse my perpetrators get. So it's like a knock-on effect that keeps building and building and building. And then it comes to that time of the month. That's why my anger was so explosive. It's the torture has a lot to do with what I'm going through. I'm not basically discarding that, but part of it is me as well, because they know how to lean on my anger. I repress a lot, so they know how to lean on that. And once I get to that certain time of the month, everything comes fucking spilling out. Yeah. So it's like they keep leaning on my anger. Like these people keep leaning on my anger. The perps keep leaning on my anger because they know I'll just hold it in and I'll just try to ignore them, because that's what I've been taught to do. Like, or, for as long as I can remember, ignore them, ignore them, ignore them, ignore them. They'll go away, but they never do. And it just gets worse. In fact, the more you ignore the perps, the worse it gets. The only thing that they respond to is literal physical consequences. And fortunately for me, when I was hormonal, I had the sort of nuts to do that. It's always when I'm hormonal that I actually have the nuts to start a fight. Like it's weird. So it doesn't work when you ignore the perps. Like I don't know why I don't understand this lesson. Sometimes you have to take the risk. Sometimes you do have to risk homelessness, and you do have to risk, well, in my case anyway, sometimes when you're single and you have nothing to lose, you got to take that risk, because otherwise people don't learn. And at the end of the day, right, if you keep pressing on somebody's anger, like, something has to give. I mean, there are other people who have snapped and killed other people for less than this, shit. The fact that I wanted to kick somebody's ass and I still ain't hit nobody yet, that's a testament that as much as people want to think I'm a violent person because they're scared of me, I'm not actually that violent, because if I was, people wouldn't carry on with me. I'm not that fucking violent. If I was, people wouldn't need to go this hard to get me angry. Like, it doesn't make any sense that people want to say I'm a violent person because I had a normal human reaction to being, even though I was hormonal as fuck, it was still a normal human reaction. I don't know how people can say I'm violent when I had a normal human reaction to bullying. It's a normal human reaction. People fight. People fight. Adults fight. Children fight. Old people fight. People fight. It's not like one of those things that don't happen in real life. It's just that I understand the consequences of that. But even understanding the consequences of it, I'm not going to allow somebody to treat me like that. It's just as simple as that. hormonal or not. But I am back to normal. I am back to normal. So it remains to be seen what happens next. I told like, where I call it there, I told the landlords that I changed my mind, and I said I'll wait for the Section 21. I told the council the same thing. So even if they don't find me a place on the grounds of racial harassment, I've asked their advice about the next place I should go to. And quite honestly, that might be a red herring, because it's like, this is the fun thing about moving, right? Because I don't really have any ties anywhere, I can literally go anywhere I want, and I don't actually have to tell people where I'm going. It's actually quite funny having to watch the perps reshuffle everything all over again. Having to watch them actually reshuffle everything all over again and fucking frantically scramble, trying to get a hold of the situation, trying to get control of the situation. It's actually pretty funny to watch, and they desperately want me to stay here. I don't know about the neighbours around here, but the controllers want me to stay, and the handlers want me to stay, because they don't want to have to deal with the extra work of me moving again. They don't want to have to, because it's more money down the drain. If I move and they have to keep rearranging perps, keep arranging perps to come to specific places so that they can fuck with me and torture me and stuff like that, all of that takes money. So of course they want me to stay here. They wanted me to stay in London. They want me to stay put and keep going through the same shit until they're ready to move me, until they have the finances to move me somewhere else. But the fact that I fuck with that and I won't allow them to do that, that's what's causing them problems right now. That's what's causing the controllers problems. That's what's causing the handler problems. All of this costs money. It's not just a fucking like, a fun hobby that everyone's doing. This is a multi-billion-pound operation. This is literal experimentation into social engineering using defense systems, pharmaceuticals, policing, military, all that shit. That is a lot of money. And not to mention the financial abuse and the hacking. The hackers have to be paid. Informer collaborators have to be paid. Bribed. It's a whole big system. It's a big system of people that is like a machine. And the thing with somebody like me is that I'm single. I ain't got no kids. And I'm in a relationship right now. But it's a long-term relationship with a lot of external pressures on us. So the thing is, there's nothing holding me back. And because there's nothing holding me back, it keeps me mobile. And if I'm kept mobile, then that big machine that relies on a hierarchy of people, they have to keep scrambling around in order to find, okay, which experimental facility masquerading as a flat or a house can we put her in next? Where can we put her next? Like, all this stuff, it costs money, it takes time, takes paperwork, arranging the right people, finding the right people to do this perp shit. All of that takes money. All of it takes money. So that's why if I decide, like, I've only been here for 6 months. If I decide I want to leave here for 6 months, it fucks with their shit again. Fucks with their shit even worse than when I left London. Because I left London after a year, more than a year. I leave now. I fucked up the gang stalker shit then. And back in London, I left that flat after what? Like about a year and a bit? I'm trying to leave now after 6 months. Can you imagine the paperwork? Can you imagine the reshuffling? It does not even bear thinking about. And I'm a person of vulnerable status as well. So even if the council think that I'm intentionally homeless, I have to do something. Because I'm vulnerable on top of that. That's money. It's like I said, when all else fails, you fuck with their money. Prepare for the consequences, because it might mean health issues for you, but you always fuck with their money. That's how you get them. always fuck with their money. You fuck with their money first. That's what I'm saying. All of that is expensive. It's expensive shit. Got to mess with their money. That's the only thing they understand. So, yeah. So, I still might get the Section 21. They still might give it to me. There's no reason why they wouldn't do it. I mean, technically I'm not under the contract anymore, so there's no reason why they wouldn't give it to me. But I do have to wait until the eviction notice to actually leave. Otherwise, I'm making myself intentionally homeless. I think that buys the landlord some time as well before they have to find somebody else to replace me. But then again, this flat is always going to be a TI flat. So whoever comes into this flat next, they're a TI. God help them. God help them. That's all I can say. Anyway, I've got to go. I might go out, actually. That sun is coming right into the window. You see that? Hang on. The sun is coming right into the window. Look at that. Oh, man. I'm going to miss that view. I'm going to miss that view when I'm gone. That's one of the things I loved about being here, is that fucking view. And then I sleep in here most of the time, so waking up to this, hell yeah. But there are other places, other opportunities for growth, you know, that are to be taken advantage of, and I have to think of myself. So, yeah. Back to normal. Anyway, I love you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.